You know, I was doing a video for Mina, and I wanted to showcase how she looks and stuff like that. This is good timing. I didn't know that she was going to drop, but I thought this was pretty funny because my assessment on her is that she's actually a little bit clunky in terms of like when you get the 100% up. Somebody had told me that initially, and I didn't really see why that would be the case, but she doesn't charge to the degree that you would need her to have the 100% active at the time of her ultimate. And so there are a few ways around that. But naturally, she doesn't do it well. So I thought it was really ironic when I come in here and they throw me in with a character that can help fix that problem. Because if you have the 100% crit on a turn where she's not able to use the ultimate, she will use it and reset her stacks. And then you will have the ultimate the following turn, because that's how it works out, and you won't have any stacks. You'll have to go up again. But one of the ways you can alleviate that is with Mina. She actually has an ultimate charge rate here on the combat skill. And so this, I tried it out myself. This actually, doing this early, allowed for Mina to be able to do, Ashiro to be able to do her ultimate on time. So I thought it was hilarious. It's like they know that they deserve. That has to be intentional. That's not something that you can just overlook in testing that unit. So I thought that was really funny. And it would be one thing if she had a dupe or something that alleviated that, but she doesn't. She doesn't have a way around that other than by doing that. There are some weapons that can help with charge rate. There are some other moves, maybe like a couple in the game. I have to go back and confirm from other characters that can do something similar. And then also, I also believe there is a Unipart set that increases the charge rate on the ultimate, excuse me. But she's, I mean, do you not just want to put crit damage on her? Because how she functions, right? So I thought that was really, really ironic that they did that. Anyway, you guys are going to see that in a little bit, but let me show you kind of what I'm talking about here. We'll get a few turns in. And we'll just play it naturally, not trying to charge the gauge there. Just going for an early break. And so with her, the combat skill increases her damage. Her normal damage multiplier goes up. The normal attack is just a basic normal attack. However, the focus passive is in here. So after activating normal or combat, she gets a stack. So it doesn't matter which of the two she does. She gets one of the 3 stacks. And then when focus is added to max, she gets the 100% bonus. However, after applying the buff of focus, it consumes all of the stacks. Right? So at the start of the battle, she starts off with 1 stack. That's huge. That's actually, by the way, that's actually not the best thing, ironically, because it makes her go faster, which is hard it's hard to use that effectively. It's hard to, because by the time you get your ultimate, she's not fully built up, or actually by the time you get the built up, you don't have the ultimate, vice versa. And then after that, I mean, that's pretty much all she really is doing here. So she does a couple other little minor things, but that's mostly it. Like, she's got extra damage versus giant class, etc. Another little thing about her, I guess you could probably alleviate this if you primarily are using the normal attack. The normal attack has 90 gauge gain. So, like, it is going to get you much closer. However, you're losing out if you don't use the combat skill. So, what I like to do is I like to go normal. I like how they put 4-star Hoshina here too as well. They're like, let's get you all the buffs. All right, let's just keep going here with the normal. That's fine. We will go. I have to remember to turn my stupid do not disturb on. Is this 4 or 5-star Kikuru? Oh, this is 4-star Kikuru. Yeah. Okay. Just gonna keep going with ignoring Minase's heal there. We'll go one more. So that's, if we actually, so she started off with 1. We did 2 normal. She should be at 3 right now. So the way that you're able to do this effectively, see, she's got the 100%. It's for 1 turn though. So it would be one thing if it didn't fall off. If it said 1 usage, that's entirely different. But see what happens here next time. When I use her other skill, enhancement, she'll get her ultimate and all that stuff. But see what happens. We'll set her up with support. That's fine. Don't really need Minase to do anything. Okay, enhance. So we have the ultimate up. But that fell off. All we did was play normally. It took her 3 turns. All we did was do what they wanted us to do. And now she's back stacking focuses again. She's got 1 out of 3. It fell off. Right? It fell off. So that has to be intentional. Like I said, there's a few ways around that. Mina actually is one of the ways around that, which is funny. So like if I restart this and we use Mina, then that's a thing. But like, I think it's interesting. I don't know. I think that they thought that she was going to be out here doing like a 200,000 damage hit. I don't know. I don't know what they thought, but yeah. All right, so let's just play normal. I'm actually curious about how much faster she'll charge from the start. Admittedly, I wasn't doing it from the start. I would do it like a turn in. But that's also, if I go too fast, it's also not great either because I won't have the chance to be where I want to be. Okay. So this will shoot her much higher. She's still going to be shy, though. It's still going to take her, what, 3 turns? She's still going to be shy. Let's see. Maybe if I go back-to-back with Mina. Does that stack? Anyway, it should work. Because last time I tried this, it worked fine. Oh, there it is. That's why it worked fine. Yeah, so Mina once makes it work. So now I've got the ultimate and I've got the 3 stacks because I started with 1. Yeah, there it is. That's why I was like, wait a minute, this doesn't sound right. I feel like I'm saying something wrong. So that works. However, I did 2 normals. I didn't get the enhancement. So let me actually do this one more time. We'll do 1 normal, 1 enhancement. And that should still work the same as long as I proc Mina ASAP. Yeah, that should still work just fine. Thank you for the sub. If you're new, make sure you subscribe like 126- did. All right. Still a little early. Doesn't really matter right here. I don't really need Kikaru to do much of anything. Yeah, that's fine. We'll go here. Actually, you could get more out of this if you start with enhancement, right? Because you would get the 2 turns, you do the normal the following turn, then the ultimate after that. So yeah, starting with enhancement technically is better. Assuming 1 normal, 1 enhancement is enough with the buff from Akari. Okay. I'm actually going to find out here live if this stacks. I've never tried to stack it. I'd assume it does. It doesn't say otherwise. Yeah, ultimate charge rate up. So she's got that for 3 turns, and then she's got the one from the weapon, right? That's another thing. The weapon is procking here. I forget about her weapon. Yeah, so the weapon is procking. So Mina and the weapon. The weapon helps. It's just not enough by itself. All right, let's go here. Ah, that's not enough. There we go. Okay. I was like, wait a minute, that's not enough. Okay, so we have it. So this is optimal scenario. It's because that one was delayed. Optimal scenario here. Perfect. So we do have it with everything we need. So what I will do here is I'll just make sure that we get 1 more Hoshina buff. And we will proc the ultimate here. I could have done Hoshina's ultimate. That's just speed up though, right? Yes. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. So she's got everything here. So she's got 2 stacks of attack increase. The Wyvern part is live. The 100% crit is up. The charge rate, that doesn't matter. She got the bonuses from Hoshina as well. So this is Mina fully invested right here. This is what she's going to do. 100% crit rate showing there. 165 or 63.5% there. Okay, this is what she's going to do. 77k critical on the giant class kaiju. Okay. Yeah, but you see what the problem here is that I have to really, for one, I have to prescribe my team a certain way, and then two, I have to kind of go out of my way to make it work a certain way to do it. And so, is that good? Right, for lack of a better term. She was supported in multiple ways there. Is that what you should be doing? No, I don't think so. So I think you're better off, personally anyway, I think you're better off trying to use a character that doesn't really require so much setup. And the funny thing is, I don't even blame them for designing her that way. That is kind of how she is in the series. So I don't really necessarily blame them. So I mean, that's fine, right? But I thought that was pretty interesting because that was my assessment on her in testing her through a story stage. I was like, this is kind of clunky. Somebody told me this was the case, and it is the truth. But like I said, Akari, she fixes it. Minase fixes it. So do you want to do that all the time? Do you want to always pair her with Akari Minase, or do you want to put a different character in that spot? I mean, Hoshina also was helping her, but like, you don't necessarily have to do Hoshina. I mean, his buff for single target and all that, that's good. Do you want to put him there? Sure. Do you have to? No, I guess. But her damage wouldn't have been as high as it was. He does other things like crit rate, but she doesn't necessarily need that. She's not really even doing many attacks. She may get one, depending on who you have with her. She'll get 1 or 2 attacks, and that's it, until she does the ultimate. So very interesting character overall. I just, like I said, maybe if she had like it built in to where she would get that easier, that would be better, right? Because this is good. Before activating the normal attack applies attack up and ultimate gauge charge rate up. Like, that's good. 2 stacks, that's good. However, it's not enough. She needs more, right? So ultimately, though, hopefully you guys enjoyed this assessment of Mina, and it works pretty well because we technically have like a showcase for her to coincide with the gacha. Now, this wasn't to steer you in a direction otherwise. If you were gonna pull for her, then fine, right? I do think she's still, regardless of the setup, I do think that, you know, getting a big hit from her is still useful, especially early game. You can just, I think the good thing is that you can run a lot of diverse looks, right? And so that is one thing I will say about Mina really quick. That's one thing that you kind of don't see until you play with characters, right? And that's the one thing about like reading a character versus playing with a character. Like just reading it, I wasn't catching that misconnect. And like I said, somebody told me that early on a few days ago, and getting the chance to play with her, I'm like, I see it. Right, and again, there's a couple other things you could have done in that situation, but Akari just makes a lot of sense. So hopefully you all enjoyed. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I played it wrong. Maybe I've always been playing it wrong. That could be the case. I'm certainly not perfect. Hopefully I didn't get through this whole 13-minute video only to be wrong. But if I am, it is what it is. Learning experience. I doubt it. Anyway, thank you so much. I'll see you all later.